Would you look at these callbacks here, will you? What's going on here with these, all right? Two callbacks yesterday, all right? What's with that Sam, all right? What's he doing here?
But Brock, you did that second one yourself.
You know, maybe we should start keeping track to see if we can find out why we're getting so many.
Well, I hope Rocky figures it out. Someday, at least. You know, callbacks are a fact of life, even at shops that don't have Rocky and his pals to worry about. Techs find them insulting and irritating at best, and owners see them as an additional and often costly expense. So what, if anything, can be done about callbacks? Well, that's what today's discussion is all about, analyzing callbacks. While it may be true that callbacks are not everyone's favorite subject within the service industry, they're too important to dismiss. Like a small cold that, if not treated promptly and correctly, could develop into pneumonia, callbacks can become a serious problem if they are simply ignored. Although a company may not pay its techs for time spent on callbacks, there are other costs involved, such as gas, materials, and the administrative expense of additional paperwork. After all, someone has to dig up the original invoice, right? Valuable time which could have been spent on profit-producing work is lost. But even more important are the potential long-term costs. Callbacks may cause a customer to be dissatisfied even after the job has been successfully completed. This can trigger decreases in repeat business and referrals, which means less business and less profit for the company.
I know. Can you believe it? And now he has to come back and do it again, which means I've got to take another day off from work. I know, and I've got a serious deadline on my project. You're right. Damn furnace guy is going to get me fired. Yeah, if I'm not careful. Rocky. No, that's his name. Yeah, the company's called Rocky & Sons or something. Yeah, that's right. Terrible. I'd never hire him again. Not if you paid me.
Now that you can see the potential problems callbacks represent, you should have a somewhat better understanding of why your company analyzes them. Just as a doctor takes x-rays and runs tests to figure out why a patient experiences certain symptoms, your company looks for clues that might shed some light on why callbacks are occurring. In both cases, there is a need for detailed information before a diagnosis can be made. But since your company can't use an x-ray machine or send samples to a lab, tracking callback statistics becomes the most feasible method of gathering revealing information. The first step is breaking down callbacks into major categories. Job types like electrical, plumbing, heating, air conditioning, drain clearing, etc. And hours per call, which shows how long the original calls took.
Okay, now we have to separate them according to job type. I went ahead and listed the different categories on the computer so we can just punch in the data from the original tickets.
Oh, I see. So we're going to record whether the call was for plumbing, air conditioning, heating, electrical, drain clearing.
Exactly. And I also want to record how long the original call took here under hours per call.
Oh, so we can see if there's any correlation, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And then,
once your company has gathered and categorized the information, they analyze the statistics to look for patterns, weaknesses, or other clues. For example, perhaps a large number of callbacks are associated with certain types of jobs. Maybe the callbacks tend to occur on jobs that take longer to complete and are more technical. Or it may look like techs are rushing to finish the job. Could it be possible that techs aren't offering a replacement option as opposed to a more chancy repair option? Is there a problem with the materials being used? Do the techs need more training in certain areas, or is it the customers who need better training from the techs as in operating newly purchased equipment?
now take a look at these stats, Dave. What do you see?
That's kind of surprising. It looks like we're getting more callbacks on our humidifiers than anything else.
Right.
In the medical profession, the key to finding the cause of the illness is often narrowing down the possibilities until one stands out as the most probable. Well, the same is true for callbacks. For example, suppose your stats show most of the callbacks are related to toilet repairs. One possibility may be that the materials are defective. Another is that the techs need more training in that area. So if you check on the materials being used and find that they aren't defective, the most probable cause is that the techs need additional training on how to repair toilets. Your prescription for lowering the rate of callbacks, therefore, would be to provide this type of training.
Well, we've checked out all the materials, and that doesn't seem to be the problem.
So what's the next step?
Well, I think we'll try some additional training on humidifier installs. We'll set up a mock unit right here in the shop, and then twice a week we can get everybody together, have a brush-up, refresher course, just make sure everybody's on track.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Even the pros are bound to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Another important aspect of callback analysis is noting the number of callbacks received by individual technicians. While it may be unrealistic to eliminate callbacks completely, comparing the number of callbacks received by each individual to the shop's average can help your company identify the technicians who need the most coaching. Lowering their averages will lower the shop average, which will lower costs, increase profits, and generally benefit everyone in the shop. Well, that's all there is for this week's topic. I hope you've gained a better understanding of both why and how your company analyzes callbacks, and that you use the information in a team effort to reduce callbacks at your shop to their absolute minimum. Goodbye. I'll be looking forward to our next discussion.